And welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin21 on Twitch, or on Twitter. And on Twitch and YouTube, it's Dolphin. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Aeon's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island is available on Steam and will be available on iOS and Android tablets later in the year. And you can find more information on those games at Handelabra.com. Hello to Seamus, to John, the two people who play Spirit Island with me, watching me play Spirit Island solo. I was thinking about doing Sentinels for the anniversary, but I figured I'd do that next week. Plus, I just have an itch to play Spirit Island. So if you have the itch, you gotta scratch it. So we'll do what we've been doing when I play solo. I do quick play to 8 to 10, and I regret everything. And what we have is Guard the Isle's Heart, or is that Guard the Isle's Heart? It is. Guard the Isle's Heart, Brandenburg, Prussia 4. And we lost stuff. So, oh, that just removed all the towns. Thematic Guard. Ooh. Yeah, we have Thunder Speaker, we have Lightning Swift Strike. We're playing in Guard the Isle's Heart. So it's land 7 is the sacred land. It's these lands over here. This is not a good land for this scenario because it's already adjacent to Northeast 4. This is actually, oh yeah, this is the thematic map. Cool. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing that. On each inner land, add an explorer and a presence from the player starting on the board, and we start with 2 additional power cards by drawing a single card from each of the 2 power decks. On Brandenburg Prussia 4, we have an additional town that is gone because it was removed, and when making the Invader deck, we have removed a stage 1, a stage 2, and we have inserted a stage 3 before stage 2. So we have 2 stage 1s, a stage 3, 3 stage 2s, and 4 stage 3. Hello, Nepicros. Hello, Rays. So we have extra, well, not growth, but extra presence. Probably card plays. Oh, that's Thunder Speaker's on Northeast, and Lightning Swift Strike is on the West. Yeah, we're gonna go card plays. Rapping Wings, is that Thunder Speakers? Yes, it is. Drift Down, Thunder Speaker. Jungle Hungers for Lightning. Enticing Splendor for Lightning. Okay. So they have explored the sands, they're building the sands. I really like that Thunder Speaker got Rappin' Wings. Doesn't give fire, but it allows her to teleport exactly where she needs to be, which is great. Oh man. Sudden Ambush could work well. Sudden Ambush always works well. Let's see. So we have those guys. They're in the inner land, but they're not building. They're building in the sands. That sand sees 2 things. So we probably need to sudden ambush that guy. This sands is far away. This sands is far away. Let's see. Jungle Hungers doesn't give Lightning any elements, but it's John's favorite card. I say this with absolutely zero recollection of whether, I mean, I know he loves Jungle Hungers. I don't know if it's his favorite card. Enticing Splendor. Let's see. Gather an Explorer or gather up to 2 Dahan in a land that you are in, as long as it doesn't have Blight. So they're a very bad card for Heart of the Wildfire. So we could Sudden Ambush or Enticing Splendor to get rid of Northeast 8. Hello, DF. Welcome. I guess we have Lightning over here. You just like saying junky hunky. Fair enough. So what was the thing we could do? Yeah, Raging Storm works well. That takes out Explorers. We could stop the build in Northwest 1. As long as we have energy, which we could get off of Growth 3. Sudden Ambush would take care of Northeast 8. They're not building in Northwest 6. And then we have these two lands that are just kind of... Well... With Rapid Wings, we could actually defend one of those lands next turn and wipe them. Ooh. Ooh. We do need to be careful about those guys in that mountain. If I do Sudden Ambush, that gets you an animal and an air, so you could gather the Dahan back into this land, and then we could Rapid Wings it or something, or we could gather the 2 Dahan from Northeast 6. As long as the inner land is secure, the Dahan don't need to be there. And this land is so far away from everything. I'm not sure if it's better to do Northwest 2 or Northeast 1. They're both far apart. I guess this land sees 2 more lands. Murder often. Lightning has 3 card plays. If it's Raging Storm, I'm not sure what the others would be. Enticing Splendor, I guess, was one to stop a build. Oh, I guess, yeah, if we do that, we don't even need the thingamabobber. Sudden Ambush does... Where's Sudden Ambush? It's over here. Each Dahan destroys an Explorer. So I could gather an Explorer into Northwest 7 with Sudden Ambush. Oh, but that's only going to be 1 Dahan. That won't work. Well, I guess I could gather the Explorer using Enticing Splendor, and then... Oh, this also gathers Dahan. Well, okay, so there's options here. Put a Sacred Site here. Oh, do I want energy more? I don't know. Card plays are too good. I don't know that I need that this turn. I took 4 card plays and I'm not playing 4 cards. How terrible of a player am I? Double growth here. Because you do need extra energy to do Sudden Ambush, so maybe it's not double growth. Never mind, just kidding. Lol, JK. I'll just set it up for Super Army over here. If I give you, if I play that, we get this innate, but there's no town to destroy. And that's range 1 of Sacred Site, and they're not building in range 1. And now that's not going to work either, so we're not really playing for elements here. Don't need to defend. Don't need to defend. Don't need to defend. We have so many defend cards here, Thunder Speaker. I actually don't really want to play another card here. The other option is we just manifest in Northeast 7 and we don't worry about that land at all. But that's a lot of energy I'm spending for that. But that would clear the inner land, so that's probably better. Just in case they do explore mountains, then I have to deal with them in the fast phase next turn. Alright, so let's do this. I want to gather a Dahan here. Steal from this guy. Yeah. Sudden ambush here. Oh, what? Oh, I have to, Oh, okay, I see. I see. I gotta gather the Explorer. Then I gather the Dahan. And I don't need to move the presence. Raging Storm. I just played this. Oh yeah, I guess, well, push Dahan into land with town or city. Well, for me to get that fear, I'd have to do that. They're not building there anymore, so it doesn't really matter, but I'd have to have that defended next turn then. So I guess that solves the question of where am I gonna put the Dahan with the teleportation? Oh good, they're exploring the mountains. Perfect, actually. We were prepared for this contingency. So I think paratroopers are going to be the name of the game. That's 5. Like, if we could somehow have enough energy to support it, we could just reclaim and Rapid Wings every turn and deal with the Ravages that way. And that would make the game easy. Okay, we can stop the build by destroying the town. We can destroy the town they build with Jungle Hungers as well. If we get a presence in a jungle. However, I don't have enough energy to play both of those cards. Actually, if I gain 3 energy, that's 5. I played both of those cards. That's super expensive cards, though. Super expensive. We're wrapping in wings, which means we need energy and we're not getting enough off of double growth, so we're doing that instead. For me to be able to sustain rapid wings, I need to probably work more on the energy track. How many presents is that? 4? We gotta make it 5. We need it to be 5. The stack of 5 plus 5 Dahan means 25 damage off of manifestation, or just move and defend 5 in a land. But so Rapid Wings, that's happening. We can defend 4. We could actually reach Northeast 1 with this and defend 4 there, but that's 6 damage, so that's not gonna work. That's range 1. And those aren't in range of that. So this blight's happening, but that's fine. Anything we can do with these explorers here? The answer is to Words of Warning one of them, and Shatter Homesteads the other. Or do we have this if I play something? If I play this, I don't have it. I don't have any fire cards. Did I play all my fire cards? I played all my fire cards. I can't destroy a town. Oh well, I think we'll live. If all I play is Shatter Homesteads, I don't need Jungle Hungers, but I could do Double Growth. Get to 2 energy, and that will give Lightning more sustain, I think. And this allows Lightning to put a Sacred Site somewhere. Like, look, a jungle! Now all of a sudden Lightning is in range 2, or is in range 1 of that. Jungle Hungers would be nice if we had enough plants. But Shatter Homesteads in a mountain is good. This won't give elements that are useful. We'll save the energy, I think, for the next turn. We probably might just start the reclaim game next turn. I don't know if I need Voice of Thunder this turn. If I were to use it, it'd be more of a fear card, probably. We have 2 air, 1 sun, so we can gather 2 Dahan into Northwest 5 and prep for Words of Warning next turn. Yeah, so if we Shatter Homesteads Northwest 8, then this is Death by Dahan. And 2 Dahan in Northwest 5 plus Words of Warning takes out that Dahan, or takes out everything in there. So the Ravage next turn is settled. The Explorer isn't. Rapping Wings! Did someone say overkill? Jungle and wetlands. Oh no, that's an innerland. That's an innerland. That was a very bad idea. You should not have done the thing that you just did. For you shall die. I don't need to be in that land, right? Words of Warning, yeah. Okay, so we have to deal with that guy. All you have are defend cards. All you have are things. If you put a presence in Northwest 4, you could use Jungle Hungers to kill Northwest 7 in the fast phase. That would be terrible. You would lose the Dahan in there, I guess. The easy solution is to reclaim something. Sudden Ambush would do it. Enticing Splendor would do it. I think we said Lightning was going to reclaim this turn anyway, right? So we'll just go ahead and do that reclaim. Get a minor. Call to bloodshed. Fire, air, land of haunts would be better for elements. It's also 0 energy. Call to bloodshed is so good though. I mean, Thunder Speaker would kind of prefer it, but lightning is sort of in range of many Dahan lands. Call to Bloodshed would also deal with Northwest 7, although it would be a little more of a waste. Do I care more for elements? Actually, this is 0 energy, right? So 0 energy is a little better. It's also range 2. All right, I'll take it. Might not necessarily use it for its stated effect, but it does give me elements. So Thunder Speaker here, can we get away without reclaiming or gaining energy? Get you to 3 card plays. You could play your hand. Do we need you to play your hand though? You just need Words of Warning. We don't need Drift Down, unless we want elements. I mean, I guess we could set up to reclaim next turn. If I play these cards, I could actually do these in the fast phase if I wanted. Except I wouldn't have fire still, so it'd actually just be this. I could gain energy this turn and reclaim next turn. Next turn I will probably want to have my Dahan army moved somewhere. This is the only city in the land, or in the board, because we kind of went overkill here, but I guess stopping builds is a little more important. If we stop the build in the jungles, then they stop visibility of the wetlands. Although, what was our means of dealing with that? Enticing Splendor? Well, we can't entice into... Unfortunately, we can't entice out of that, out of there anyway. So that's a little awkward. And I don't want to blight that land because that has my presence in it. Hello, Frank's Boot. How are you doing? I think I'll just reclaim. Do I want to just reclaim? Well, I guess I need to deal with this guy, and I can't deal with him with lightning too effectively, so yeah, we'll just reclaim, I think. Got a sun card. Devouring Ants. Gift of Power would help with Thunder Speaker, or with Lightning Swift Strike. We're also getting 2 power cards, so this is one decision and then there's one afterwards. Devouring Ants does give me an animal that helps trigger the Dahan moving passive, though we do have 3 animal cards already. It destroys a Dahan. That's bad. That is very bad. Super bad. I'll just take Gift of Power. I don't really care for it, but... Ooh, Elemental Boon. And we do have quite a bit of overlap. We have fire and air. Not sun or water, but that's cool. Gift of Living Energy gives sun and fire. And gives energy to Lightning Swift Strike. We only have one sacred site on the board, but that would help a lot with lightning. It's probably Boon, though. Boon is so good when there's shared elements. You're playing one card for 2 spirits. So you could probably get to the super passive or even the hyper passive, maybe. But not the ultra passive. I don't know. Do we even have enough energy to get to 4 fire cards? As if we play these. And if you get Boon to fire and a water. Although I guess if we do this, we could boon you a fire, an air, and a water, and you can destroy 3 towns and cities. Except, well, there's not a land where that makes sense. But let's see, we wanted sudden ambush in some capacity. I want to be able to stop this build as well. Enticing Splendor would actually work for Northwest 7. Enticing Splendor and Sudden Ambush would take out the 2 explorers from Northwest 4, Northwest 7. And there are builds over here we do have to think about too. We would kind of want them to get out of 5 and 3. Not sure I can stop both though. Or also 4. Yeah, Northeast 7 is kind of really hard to prevent. It's adjacent to too many coastal lands. Actually, I guess Northeast 5 isn't coastal. Would a slow power fast help? We don't have energy for that. You don't even have any more card plays. These are your 2 card plays. Congratulations. Those are your 2 card plays. Which means you can't elemental boon because we needed you to be able to defend in Northwest 5. So no boon for lightning. So lightning's boon isn't doing anything other than activating that innate. That would at least destroy a town that gets built. We can blight. Would blighting a land be better than preventing a build? I guess it would stop visibility of inner lands if we can manage it, but I feel like I'm trading a build for a blight when I could let the build and a blight happen. But I guess it stops the town. But towns give me fear too. So I don't know. So I want a fire to destroy a town. This stops a build. This stops a build. If I destroy the town in Northeast 3, then it's death by dawn. Can't really reach Northeast 4 too effectively. Land of Haunts and Embers would help, but I think we're getting a fear card. Maybe, maybe not. 2 fear. Yeah, if we use Land of Haunts and Embers, we get a fear card. So that's probably worth the blight then. The annoying thing is that I have Dahan over here. I can Land of Haunts and Embers Northeast 4, but I was going to try to do Death by Dahan in Northeast 3, and that would actually make it harder to do that. I guess I could Land of Haunts, Raging Storm, Harbinger's a Dahan. Well, I guess that's going to build a town, so it won't work as well. But I could Harbinger's and then Thundering Destruction the town, and that would give me fear at least. And then it's Death by Dahan. And I guess I don't care about Northeast 2 that much. It's 3, 4, 5 that are adjacent to things, so we need to stop that adjacency from happening. So I think that covers all that I need to cover. Enticing Splendor. Sudden. You can't see that. It's not good. Lightning's Boon would actually help here. I would be able to gather a Dahan and move a presence and be in range. But I think we needed all of these things. Yeah, so Enticing Splendor has to be done here, but if it's done here, then it's not in range for sudden ambush. So that actually changes the game plan, and not in a good way. So sudden ambush isn't going to work then. We need Rapid Wings for next turn, probably, although there's not many lands that we're worried about other than Northeast 2. So we can, the easy solution here is Enticing Splendor and Raging Storm. But Raging Storm was going to be utilized in Northeast 3 to clear that land. Is there anything we can do instead? I'm not sure. If I destroy the town in Northwest 5, I don't need to defend that land. So I could Thundering Destruction that. If I Thundering Destruction that, I don't need Words of Warning. Not quite sure where I'm going with this. Because I would really like to Voice of Thunder fast, but I'd have to lose one of these cards. I don't think there's a clean solution here. So if I don't Raging Storm in Northeast 3, that could be a Rapid Wings target. Like, we're not stopping a town from being built in all of these lands, which means that there's still going to be visibility in land 7, so it's not the end of the world if that builds. So but I do probably want to save a Thundering Destruction for the over there then, so I will still do the defend then. I could gather... Oh, I guess it doesn't... I don't know. I don't need to enticing into Northwest 7. I could enticing into Northeast 5. That would stop a build in the east, and Thunderspeaker could take out Northwest 4 with sudden ambush. Or Northwest 3. What's the plan for the inner wetland? Excellent question! We've been trying to figure that out for the past 10 minutes. The plan is Raging Storm. That's what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, so then Harbingers to push a Dahan out, and Thundering Destruction to destroy one of the towns that builds. Remove a town or explorer from a land with sacred sites. Well, I guess that stops the build. Jungle and wetlands. And they're exploring the mountains. Oh, I know. Let's put it in Northeast 7. Game over. Okay. Oh, all of these are adjacent to Innerlands. We don't want to put it in 6 or 7 because that will make an explorer into 6. Well, obviously we can't put it in 7, but we don't want to put it in 6 either. They're gonna ravage the wetlands and jungle. I don't want to put it in 8 because that makes visibility of the Northwest Innerlands. Why? Guess I'll put it in Northeast 4? We could also just put it in Northeast 5 because, like, our original plan was to take out that town with Thundering Destruction, right? We don't want it to ravage and cascade in Northeast 4. Exploring the mountains, which are all... Yeah. So Northwest 8 is literally the worst because that would explore... Well, yeah. I guess Northwest 2 because for one, I'm already there, and for 2... It does less explorers. Okay. So you have to deal with Northeast 7 again. Yay! And there's what, 1, 2, 3 ravages we have to deal with as well. Only 2 explorers though, it's pretty good, all things considered. Where would I even gather to? I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Northwest 3. Lightning should be capable of dealing with those 2 in some capacity. Shatter Homesteads, Jungle Hungers, plus Lightning Spoon. If you get 3 energy, you'd have enough card plays, or enough energy to support that. Jungle Hungers would take out the town and the Explorer. We could make it fast with all the air. Shatter Homesteads destroys a town in the fast. Lightning Spoon, I guess, could make us do something over here. We could manifest in the fast phase. We do have Rapid Wings. Do we want Thunder Speaker more on the East Coast because there's just slightly more happening there, plus the sands here that we need to think about dealing with in some capacity? If I gather in the Northwest 3 though, I could manifest there and just deal with the Cascade, or not the Cascade, but the Ravage immediately. I would have to take 2 Dahan and 2 Presence out of Northwest 2. Or I could do 1. Oh no, I'd have to have. Yeah, this gathers 3. Manifest does damage equal to the number of my presence. So either I put 3 in 1 presence, or 2 in 2 presence. Don't forget to factor in Northeast 7. Oh yeah, but yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing, isn't it? And neither of these spirits gets powers outside of reclaims, so it's kind of annoying. Yeah, so someone's gonna have to reclaim then. You don't have fast damage. Unless we Rapid Wings and manifest the Northeast 7, which would be terrible. If Thunder Speaker does double growth, we could get Thunder Speaker in Northwest 7 or Northwest 8 and could push Dahan out of there and then manifest for a sad affair. If you got booned, that does, yeah, we can make slow powers fast even if it's one of these. So manifest plus a gather maybe, which requires an animal. So it's either Rapid Wings or it's Lightning's Boon. So there's a solution without having to reclaim. Do want to get growth happening. Thunder Speaker needs to play more than 2 cards someday. So I guess we're just gonna forego Northwest 3 then. If you do double growth, you'd only have enough energy to you wouldn't have that much energy to even manifest, so it would have to be Lightning's Boon and manifest, which doesn't do that much. But it would give you a sun and a fire. There's a chance he could destroy a town in the fast phase if we boon a fire or a sun. Maybe. Wait, what was the? So you're gonna have 3-card plays. Unless we just do it for fire and sun off of that, then that would actually make it a lot easier. If we do fire and sun off of that, then manifest automatically triggers lead the furious assault. The problem, though, is that we now have 3 slow powers, and we can only make 2 of them fast. I mean, Northwest 3 is not a super big priority. TBH. Northwest 2 is probably a slightly bigger priority. Even though it's not ravaging, it is making for visibility of 1 more land, but... Oh, geez. I mean, we're not in a terrible pickle right now. It's just this Explorer here is making things hard. If you do double growth and you get Fire Sun, then you would manifest Boon? But then you wouldn't need to boon, so why would I be booning? Presence range 1 doesn't help. Unless I do presence range 1 into here. I mean, here's a thought. All I need for Manifest to work in Northeast 7 is 1 Presence and 1 Dahan, right? So if I gather 3 push 1 out of there, I get a Presence into Northwest 8. Then I don't need to do double growth. Because then I'm already within range. I mean, I would need to push or gather a Dahan still, but I don't need to put a presence adjacent, so I don't need double growth to accomplish that. I mean, really, the only thing with double growth was really, well, 3-card plays or Fire Sun, but the fact that it gives me range 2 into a land with Dahan, so I could get adjacent to that. But I could get adjacent to it right now. I could take the extra energy option. But I mean, I would still only be able to play 2 cards because I don't have enough presences. I could still do double growth though, but then I wouldn't need to put the presence here. I don't know. I'm overthinking, I feel like. I'll just forego Northwest 3. I think that's just simpler. I just really need 1 presence over here, so I'm gonna gather 1 from there. And I'm gonna leave those 5 there. In actuality, I'm kind of just gonna stop there. Because all I need is to have your presence move. So now I can put a presence back in here. Although I guess I could have done the same thing, actually, by putting a presence in here. So maybe that was dumb. I don't know. I think 3 card plays makes more sense than Fire Sun. Gives me slightly more options for something, I guess. Actually, let me take that back. Let me put presence here. And now we have more Thunder Speaker visibility there. And then I can put this presence here. Okay. But manifest and other things. You need an animal. It would have to come from Boone. And then we can't do another slow power fast. Lightning could do double presence here. I want to get visibility down here. I also kind of want another jungle site. I'm gonna go for energy lightning. So you don't have enough energy to play all those cards, but we need Boone. So it's either Shatter Homesteads or Jungle Hungy. If you do Shatter Homesteads, you could get Boon to Fire. And then you can destroy a town! Yay! Shatter Homesteads plus Innate would destroy both of these towns over here. Booning an animal and manifest and gathering to deal with the Explorer. This is such a wonky turn. Alright, so you need fire. Thunder Speaker needs animal. Thunder Speaker will accept a sun. Lead the Furious is also range 0, so that will work in Northwest too, so that's good. Alright, Boon on Thunder Speaker. We can destroy these in the fast. Gather this one. And I think I'm gonna take that one as well. Move that presence. I'm gonna move this guy into here for Death by Dahan. I'm not gonna push the other one because we need you to manifest. And we get a fear card. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. Well, that does nothing. But if I had put a presence in Northwest 3, we would have actually done well. Oh well. I guess they are also building in Northwest 5, but that wasn't a priority. Alright, super big explore. I think it still makes sense to do this because this is the only one where you can even do that, so. Alright, so lightning's reclaiming. You will have +1 energy, so you'll have 5 energy. But you still have a lot of expensive cards. Is Thunder Speaker reclaiming to help with the Explorers? If you get a presence, you get a reclaim 1, which can just get you a sudden ambush or something. And you could take 4 energy, so maybe you'll just go that route. But before I commit to that, I mean, you're definitely reclaiming. You're at 4 card plays. You have 7 cards in hand. If I take a minor, you'll have 8 cards, and that's the right number. Well, we have 3 blight removals. Okay. Is there still Dahan in there? There is. We could remove the blight in Northeast 4. Call to Tend would work. It just gives no elements other than a plant that kind of matters. We could actually get Jungle Hungers at full innate if you took... Well, actually all of those are plant ones, but Jungle Hungers, Enticing Splendor, a plant, and then we need another moon that would come from Land of Haunts and Embers. Land of Haunts and Embers, so that once we remove the blight, we could add it back. Oh, yeah. The other 2 blight removals don't apply to the wetlands, but I'm sure there's another blight we can remove. Mountain. That would work. But what are the ones that care about our elements? Sun, or not sun, fire and air, which would be Purifying Flame. The 0 energy one would be Gift of Constancy. And that would give us reclaims, but it doesn't give us elements. And at 4 card plays, kind of need to focus more on elements, I think. Boon does make up a little bit of difference here, but I'm gonna go with Purifying Flame. Really, I don't really need to hyper innate. Although someday I dream of dealing with Northeast 1. Especially because they are building there and ravaging next turn. So this would be a good turn to actually deal with Northeast 1. Do I try for this? Moon? Destroys a city, destroys all towns, destroys all explorers. That would just deal with that entirely. Because there are 2 explorers there, so even just destroying the city and the town isn't gonna help. Or the town that builds as well. Purifying Flame does a damage per blight. That would actually stop the build in Northeast 4 if we did this fast. Enticing Splendor, we could gather out of Northeast 3. And in doing all of that, we stop the adjacency to the inner land, and that's good. Land of Haunts, we probably are just not playing. Or not using. We need the moon, but we can't get the... We can't afford the blight without blighting the island. So what about Northwest 5? Rapid Wings would solve it entirely. It'd be a pretty sad Rapid Wings. Do probably need to worry about Northwest 3 because that would be a Cascade. But if we're gonna place a presence and gain and reclaim 1 for sudden ambush, I guess the thought was to boon, but I think sudden ambush is better to stop a build. Or Wards of Warning instead of Rapid Wings. But that doesn't stop a build in Northwest 1. I think I'll go for energy this turn and prep for having big energy next turn. So now that Thunder Speaker's over here, I want Thunder Speaker to have more presence there. Get Sudden Ambush, play Sudden Ambush. I guess I'm gonna play Rapid Wings and use up all the energy I just got. Unless I play a Sun and Fire, in which case I could do this in the fast phase, and that would take out Northwest 5, but I have to be in that land, so that's actually... Oh, I could be in that land. if I do this instead. I actually get this innate if I play that. You don't have an innate animal, but you do have innate air and sun. So all you need is another animal for Rapid Wings to gather, which is amusing. But let's see. That wasn't the one I was thinking of, right? What was I thinking of? Oh, right. I needed the sun. Oh, and Rapid Wings gives me a sun. So I actually need to play that in order to do what I want. That's annoying. Well, I guess I could not voice in thunder. I guess I could lead the Furious Assault somewhere else then. I already forgot what I'm doing in the Eastland. Purifying Flame and Enticing Splendor, was it? I think so. Sudden ambush. Rapid Wings. All Rapid Wings this guy. No, not that land actually. Right. This land. Oh, right. Since I hit the innate. Okay, I see. I see. Oh. This is hard. This land, don't gather, go there, move that. Move that. All right. I think I do need to actually move a Dahan in order for that to work. I think. Maybe does it? I could just test this. Oh, I don't need to. Okay. Rapid Wings is basically defend 5 in any land. Cool. All right, flame. Oh, I can't enticing into that, can I? Shoot. I could enticing into this. And that's fine because they're not building there. So that still works. I think it's better to wait for the slow phase for that. Because we'll get a town and that will be more fear. One more fear to be precise. This blights the land, or blights the game, or blights the island, so I don't want to do that. If I do these fast, I stop the city build in Northwest 3. Which is kind of important. So that stops the escalation on the west coast. If I do Jungle Hungers, I stop the escalation on the east coast. Maybe that's worth it. No, I don't stop the escalation because they're building. Never mind. Or it's not stopping the escalation because the explore happens after the build, so I'm not going to do that then. We'll wait for the town in the slow phase to get extra fear. Sands. Well, it's gonna go here. I don't want them to explore in that. But that is adjacent to the inner land, I guess, which is slightly bad. Alright, Jungle Hungers. We get a fear card if we do this for fear. Do I need that fear card? That doesn't give us to the tier 2. It's stage 3 next turn, by the way. And we're only on terror level 1. So this game's going really well. I think I want fear. Alright, Thunder Speaker's reclaiming. You have 8 cards, 3 card plays, and a reclaim 1. This could be a major. Not for this turn, but for a future turn. But I would probably just not do double majors. I'm gonna start with minor first. There's no suns here. There's one animal, Call to Migrate, actually pretty good for Thunder Speaker. I feel like we need more offense. But Call to Migrate just makes her way more mobile. I mean, she already has, you know, Rapid Wings, but she's way more mobile now. She would be able to Accelerated Rot. Maybe. Maybe someday. And then, of course, Tsunami. Is it only Ravage? Yeah, after placing Blight from a Ravage for each Dahan that died, destroy a presence. So she can destroy Dahan willy-nilly. She could also Paralyzing Fright and trigger the threshold. And that would be fear generation right there. That's a fear card. She wouldn't be playing it this turn, though. She would probably not be playing any of these cards this turn. Winds of Rust. She doesn't have enough water. Unless she uses Boon. But she doesn't have enough energy to do that, right? Yeah. I think it's Paralyzing Fright. Just to speed up the fear game. I think we're gonna lose Gift of Power because we are rich with cards. Did I need Gift of Power for elements? Did I need it for elements? I think I did. could take down Drift Down instead, but that's also an Earth card. I guess Boon works. Boon for the Earth. Not ideal, but it's also just a fear card in of itself, or half a fear card by itself. All right, Lightning, what about you? Double presence or get energy for next turn. You need 2 more energy to play your hand. And if you play these cards right now, Dahan pushing plus fear, slow powers fast, destroy a town, 1 damage to each invader. Thunder Speaker also wants to think about defending the Northwest lands. Drift Down and Words of Warning should do it. Defend 4 in the sands, defend 3 in the wetlands. That clears out both of those lands. If you play Sun, Fire, Air, which would be Manifestation, which you can't do. If you played Sun, Fire, which you still can't do. If we boon, we could get this innate, but it's not going to work in Northwest 4. Unless there's Dahan there. Which we could gather the warriors and get Dahan in there. But we do want to deal with that town because it's adjacent to Innerland. This explorer is not doing anything by himself. We have 2 jungle ravages. 1 is dealt with by Shatter Homesteads. 1 is partially dealt with Raging Storm. The other is the town. The remaining town is dealt with by Thundering Destruction, right? We can actually mostly clear the board. Do we just win? Do we just win? Do we get 7 fear from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I can destroy this town, that's 6. Do these generate fear for me? I get 1 fear from that. 1 fear from that. So if I can destroy all the towns and play all these cards, I win. So if I can deal with Northwest 4, which I think was boon. And if you have enough energy to play your hand, which should just be this. And we are already within range of everything, so I should just do this. You didn't need to take from the energy track, but if the game's over, the game's over. Yeah, and this destroys, yeah, we have that innate. We could also we could destroy the town with that innate, can't we? Do we have overkill here? Or were we using Thundering Destruction to deal with that town? Maybe we were. I think we might have this. So boon to get Sun, Fire, Air. And now these are already fast as well, so we don't even need Lightning's boon. Defend, gather, lead, harbingers, shatter, raging storm, thundering. So the only towns left on the board are the ones that are going to be destroyed by the Ravage. That will get us 2 more fear. And we win the game. We even get a terror level 1 victory because of the fear card. Although now we're on terror level 2, but it would have been terror level 1. There are no buildings on the island. Yay! There are also no explorers on the island, but there are no buildings either. All right, so 73 points. That was difficulty 10, by the way. I feel like this is... It's difficulty 0, but kind of feels like it's difficulty -2. Removing all towns at the start of the game makes it a lot easier to keep things contained. The only time that it's a lot harder is if we're playing against England, where they can build adjacent to 2 lands. This scenario is harder against adversaries who act quickly, e.g. Kingdom of Brandenburg, Prussia. I don't know why that was technically harder, but... but... Sure. 73 points, 10 for victory, 50 for difficulty, 8 for 4 invader cards remaining, 6 for 13 surviving Dahan, and -1 for 3 blight on the island. But the island did not blight on a difficulty 10 game. So GG. Statistics. Look at that. Flawless victories for most of my spirits here. I'm good at this game. Now, if you look at One Deck Dungeon or Aeon's End, you see a lot more defeats here. But actually, the all-time statistics are about parallel to those other games, so maybe I'm just better at Spirit Island. I don't know. I'm bragging now. $1,648 powers used. And the least gained element is animal at 417. What even are the my overall here? Serpent slumbering beneath the island is 0/0. What? That's wrong. That's wrong. I've played with serpent. Or are these just... Oh, it's also Heart of the Wildfires at 0. I don't know. We've definitely played them on stream, though, so I don't understand. We do have some losses here. Shadows flicker like flame, 4-1. Spread of rampant green, 6-1. Kingdom of Sweden, 3-1. Although I think the loss was actually versus England because of towns, so I don't know. The stats for the new spirits were not enabled until they were released. Okay, got it. And they were only released like last week, which also doesn't make sense because we played a game on Saturday with Serpent. Oh well, we're done. Thank you for watching Dolphin's Dive, everyone. Nope, we're not that done. For once, we're actually finishing early. Well, finishing Spirit Island early. Which means that we are going to change games on you. Whoa! You logged me out? All right. We are now prepared to play One Deck Dungeon. I have a game in progress? What? Oh. Because this was a beta game. For reasons. I will abandon the game. I'm actually on the public build before John panics. I never use quick play. thing is, I think it sets you up with whatever their focus and basic skill is. Is there anyone on something that we don't want them to be on? Archer is on awareness. I guess because we wanted someone to not be on healing once upon a time. You can be on aggression. Most of these aren't healing because that was the first one I unlocked for most of these. But some of these have aggression set up because aggression is OP. Caliana is on aggression. Fanatic does have fearlessness, but I'm not gonna set that up because that's only one versus a completed healing. Sure, you can take combat. Just to mix it up. And then let's see. I think these skills are probably fine. Certainly I've set them all to a basic skill that makes sense for them, right? Alright, quick play. Caliana in Cinder Plains. Oh, Hellhound. You don't know what you walked into. Caliana is ridiculous. Caliana does not have strength dice, but could fairy fire. Actually doesn't have strength or agility dice, and we have to cover two agility armors and a strength armor and a magic armor, but that's not relevant. We do have fearlessness, we have fairy fire, and we're Caliana. Do we just win? I'm on novice. I changed it to fearless, and now I'm on novice. Oh well. Easier game. You know, take the OP mage on novice. Let's see, so we have that at least. That's good news. It uses the setting I last played at, so even though I just changed it, okay. Oh well. Oh, I guess we do have Piercing Blast. Is that gonna be relevant? I think Blind Luck for Strength 2 is a bit better. This could go in Nat 6. So probably re-roll these Strength and Heroic. Put a 6 in the Fairy Fire and hope that this re-roll gives me better numbers. That gives me a agility thing. Oh, right, and actually I already have those covered, don't I? Right! Crushing Blow is good. Mana Die is good, but Crushing Blow is gooder. Although Mana Die would have been more helpful here. Oh well. We can easily fly over, right? I mean, we're a novice. This is trivial. Plus we have Blind Luck to help us. Do we just win? Hearts don't do anything on Caliana. This is a peril skill, and it gives us a heroic 3 if worst comes to worst. Are we discarding anything in this game? No. I don't know, maybe it's Clever Smash. So weird playing a single player game. I usually play 2-player one-deck dungeon. But in 1 player, you get 3 items and 3 skills at level 2. You could get so much. I'll take Clever Smash. Now here, this is GG, right? I can't really do this other than doing it and taking consequences, right? If I clever smash, that would be I would only be able to use that with breakthrough. And that gives me a heroic 3 or slightly better. So breakthrough is slightly better because I'm guaranteed at least a 3 off of clever smash, which makes up the difference. But I'm rolling 1 strength die plus a heroic die plus blind luck. So blind luck takes 2 outs. Now we're down to 5. I'd need to get between 2 dice. That's doable. That's very doable. It's so doable we did it. I can't cover the 4 though. That's okay. Caliana doesn't take damage. I don't care for luck. Ooh. Well, if I disarm's easier because I have mana dice, and it gives me a mana die. But if I remove the crystal, I get a free agility 3, which is kind of funnily coupled with clever smash. Either I get a strength or a heroic 3, or I get an agility 3. In perils, that is. But I don't think I can remove... I mean, removing the crystal is slightly easier than it was for the previous peril because we have to roll a 9 instead of a 10. But I think disarm is just... I mean... That's the decision. This is the decision where you don't even have to think. I think even if I had rolled all 1s... Blind luck would have had me win without... I mean, I'd not cover the 4, but that doesn't matter. 6 mana dice. Do I have enough mana dice? Plague rats. Alright, so we need slightly more agilities. But my name is Caliana. I can make whatever I want with my magic wand. Plus I can bull rush. Ha! Now it's a 3! Ooh. I wish I could see what those agilities were. I think it's a 3 and a 4. So I'm gonna have to fairy fire to get the agility 5 covered, which means I'm gonna get a strength 6 anyway. I guess it doesn't matter. Just cover all the boxes, right? I just cover all the boxes, Lude. Do we just win? We'll take agility. Agility's slightly weaker than strength at the moment. Invisibility? But I'm Caliana! That is a sad agility roll. I don't know what I want with blind luck. I actually need mana. I need mana. I could reroll for mana. We do have endless assault. We gotta probably get a fairy fire for the 5. Strength is there. We do have this roll. Actually, that's a roll. So let me rewind. Yeah, discard that. 3's better. I could blind luck for strength too. Actually, no, I just need to get a mana 4. That's all I need right now. That doesn't help. Oh, but I have Piercing Blast. That actually helps a lot. Because now I can put a 3 there, and that solves that problem. Blind Luck gets me the 2 for that. Actually, I need Fairy Fire, so never mind. I need Blind Luck for mana. Mana into Fairy Fire. Except don't hit the end encounter button. Hit the Fairy Fire button, Lude. Don't ask me what I was thinking, because I wasn't thinking. Alright, so we can take an extra item because we have our basic focus leveled up. Give a mana 4 or you can fill a challenge box for a day. That can't be used on bosses. That's tragic. What do we even need for the boss? We do need lots of agility. Yeah, so that's good. Crushing Blow actually makes us basically done with strength, because Crushing Blow plus Fairy Fire, we have the strength covered. So we do need something for the agility. Mana exists. I don't think I need the potion. Why do I have the healing potion when I'm Caliana? Because the game uses the settings from the last encounter, or whatever. Thanks, John. Caliana does not need the heart, so we'll just take experience there. Guess it's pick the lock. I don't care for that skill. Too expensive for my tastes. All right, Spike-a-lon. Bull Rush does nothing, but I gotta make sure I undo as far as I can. What am I re-rolling here? Do I need to re-roll? I guess is another question. We don't want 5s on this card. So we don't need to re-roll. The answer is no. I'll take Finesse. Turns your weakest agility die into a 4 and a strength die. Not that I need the strength, but... Dexterity, on the other hand, is useful and better than Finesse. I'm gonna jump over. Do 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 do. And we've leveled up. I'm gonna decipher. Well, that was easy. Oh no, I took a damage, which turned into time. All right, now here's a thought. If I run through and I roll all ones, do I just die? The first 3 times a heart would be placed on Caliana, spend time instead. So we take 2 damage, turns into 2 time. We'd have 4 hearts on the door, it converts to a damage, and that kills Caliana. If I cover the 4, do I die? I would take a damage, converts to a time, 3 hearts on the door, converts to a damage, so I survive. So what are the chances of me not rolling a 4 across 5 dice? The answer is it's not 0. It's a 50-50 chance across 4 dice or 5 dice. So that would be 1 out of 32, right? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Yeah. So that's going to be about 3.125%. I feel like I just play this safe because I don't need these things. I mean, we're pretty well set up. I don't need to take this gamble. Spend time for each one rolled. Also, what's happening now? Nothing, just extra stuff. Okay. On floor 3, we take damage after exploring, which will result in time spent, because it's Caliana. Our strength game is weak. I could always just use a healing potion, right? All right, so I don't auto roll here because I spend time for ones. So first, where are we at? The answer is pretty good. I'm gonna Fairy Fire a 1, Crushing Blow it, and then Blind Luck the other. Okay, Armor Crush. Doesn't help against the boss, doesn't help in perils. Or doesn't work in perils, rather. I mean, it would help in perils, but we can't use them in perils. I guess it's a mana die. Thorn Spitter, precise blow, strength 5, agility 2. That makes strength done. Although Fairy Fire is actually making that a little redundant, though. Gets us an agility 2, though, which inserts into dexterity to give me an agility 6, and saves that other agility die I would have placed into it for the 18. Although most likely it would be my worst agility die or something. So let's evade thorns. So we have to cover that. And I can't cover the 4. We don't have good peril skills here. I could have had a good peril skill, but I skipped over it because I'm like, oh, it's dumb. Okay, that. Let's re-roll the mana and the strength. Do I have enough 6s? Probably was better off doing a mana into Crushing Blow or something. But who cares? So, like, the only need for strength is if I want more for the dungeon itself, which does require strength, I guess. Can I get by with just what I have here? A lot of these are time consequences. I don't care about time consequences. Just as long as I'm set up for the boss, which we basically are. 3 mana to get a heroic die. No thanks, I'm fine. Faint. Costs an extra agility die, but prevents a heart. Which is interesting, because that makes me not have to worry about that agility 6. And then the agility 6 I got off of the skill covers a 5, so it actually prevents lots of hearts. Do we just win? Oh no! I guess the question is whether I could take both Faint and whatever the other one was. Can I still undo that far? I mean, Clever Smash is a strength die and sometimes a heroic 3, but our strength for the boss is done. I think it's replaced Clever Smash. Alright, it's also a hybrid deck, so I don't lose my poison when I successfully roll. Oh no! Oh yeah, I lost that skill. I was looking for the one where I roll a strength die. I don't have it anymore. The funny thing is I don't need agility. So heart is prevented, so I can skip covering a mana 4 probably. What are my rerolls here? I don't have a mana 6. So I just need to cover the 3, so I don't need to re-roll. Ta-da! Leveled up. We're now on level 4, and we haven't even reached the 3rd floor. Dodge. This actually prevents 2 hearts in a boss fight. So what does that mean? Instead of having to cover this agility 5, we put it inside the worst, or we put the worst agility die in there. We have so many ways of circumventing all of the squares on this boss fight. We only rolled 2 numbers higher than 4. That doesn't really matter, but that was funny. All right, so 4 of our agility dice is going into these skills. We're getting 2 agility 6s out of it, and we have an agility 2 that goes into one of these. So we're really converting 3 agility dice into 2 6s, and we're preventing 3 hearts. So a 6 covers the 5, the 3 hearts covers the other squares, so now we just need to cover the rest of the 18. Or, well, a 6 goes into there, so now we just need 12 more. Which we do have Fairy Fire, but we do need mana to go into that box in some capacity. So agility dice might still be useful. Dice may not be re-rolled or increased. All right, so Endless Assault's not happening is what you're saying. If I Piercing Blast, does that help? I think we're very well set up. Flame Weave. I'll allow it. My list of skills is so long. No! No, God, please, no! This is super risky. Not just, you know, normal, but... I mean, it's always normally super risky, but... I need to cover a lot of strength squares. Even if I wasn't discarding dice, this would actually be a challenge. I think it's Flee. I don't think I can survive this. I especially don't think it's worth the gamble. So now we're just gonna have a permanently opened door. Skip the use heroic feat step. We get Fireball. Fireball is really interesting, and I think it also does nothing for me. It's normally a really great skill. But I already have a strength 5. I don't need any more strength. Like, it doesn't improve my mana, And I already have a strength 6 and a strength 5 just with my 2 weakest strength dice. So Fireball does nothing for me other than, you know, for the rest of this floor, but... And a strength die. I don't really care about the strength die. I just took it because I have more strength dice, actually. Oh, I guess I do need 2. Although blind luck might make up a difference. I don't know. This is experience. We are missing a mana 6. Well, there's a way to get a mana, or not a mana 6, but there's a way to get a 6. Okay, this is experience. I don't know what for because we don't have any potions we can use. Mana fountain. I think mana fountain replaces crushing blow. Because mana fountain feeds fairy fire for free, and that gives me a strength 6. Also gives me an agility 6. So I now have 3 agility 6s, and now all my remaining agility dice are just going towards the 18. Which I have 4 of them, so that's, I would need to roll a 4.5 on average, and it's not really too good. We do have blind luck, so that mitigates it. It's now 16 across 4 dice, slightly better. Plus heroics. Okay. Before the encounter, one hero loses heart. What? What happens if I don't convert? It just stays there? Is there any reason I wouldn't want to do it other than max potion tokens? Like if I'm at 6 potion tokens, I don't want to level up. That's probably the only thing I can think of. I mean, also the fact that like if you have cure instead, when you gain a potion, you heal. So that's probably another reason. But here, I don't think there's a reason not to take that potion token. It does nothing for me anyway, but I don't think there's a reason not to take the potion token. Bolsters trivial. I think we're not... Like, I think we're set for the boss, right? It's just spend time. We're just killing time over here. All right. So what am I looking for? I'm not sure what I'm looking for at this point. Agility to replace the strength die, I think, is something I want. Hey, that was close. So now I only need 1 strength die for precise blow. So I could replace this strength die with another agility die. That's what I'm looking for, is agility dice. Fixed point and friendly fire in an Oblivion game, and Setback is having a very bad day. Setback's like, how am I still alive? Hey, that's a potion. Those 3 encounters are literally the exact encounters we wanted. Heroism makes the final boss an utter joke. How many rounds is this fight gonna last at most? Or at least we get 5 skulls versus 9 hearts? Yeah. Final boss is now a joke. Oh, yeah. We don't necessarily use skills. I mean, it doesn't matter because the game's done, but... I just have to make sure I don't die. Oh no, we're spending a time. I should probably use a skill to avoid spending the time. All right. Am I a joke to you? All right, I guess I do have a use for the healing potion. It cures poison. Sure. I don't want to have to exile dice, although I would be exiling strength dice, which don't matter anyway. We have mana fountain, by the way. Also, we have Bull Rush, so this 18 is actually a 17. I'm not sure what I need from that. The answer is I don't need anything. All right, I have 5 uses of heroism. Can I do this fight? I have the exact same agility situation. I think that was too easy. Of course I played on Novice, but that was because Quick Play failed me. The reason I was even on Novice was because of a beta thing. Hashtag just beta things. 5 pentagons. Well, I don't need healing at all, so we're doing squares now, and most of the squares are already filled in. I don't even need to heal 1 damage. I don't even need 1 extra health. All right, so now I'm doing circles. All right. Playing beta on Novice. Yes, exactly. Because I wanted to do something on the beta build. I'm not sure what's on the beta build, but I wanted to do something on the beta build. My only defeat as Caliana was because I did not pay attention to how much damage she had taken. It was one of those things where she was at the end of a floor and was taking damage from time spent. And I didn't notice that she had already taken like 2 damage before I had taken consequences, and I miscalculated. But I have won 16 times with her. She is a really great hero. And ridiculously OP. 6s still seem low. Even though I'm on the setting where we're not actually rolling the dice to avoid the bug, but I guess we only had 37 1s and 39 4s. Those are ridiculously low, actually, versus 57, 59, 56, 52, but yeah, I'll accept this. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your stay. This does wrap up this week of Dolphin's Dive. 2 games done in 2 hours, so pretty good gameplay today. Wish this wasn't novice and was actually fearless, but that's what quick play did to me. We stream every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next week will be the week of the Sentinels anniversary, and so I'll be playing Sentinels next week. Probably a challenge mode or 3. John probably wants to see Challenge Oblivion, except it's not the first of the month, so I'm not doing Oblivion, but we'll do some challenge maybe. Maybe we'll do challenge team mode or something next week. Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy, 2 of the leads of Handelabra that like to demo content before it is publicly available. Recently, they've been demoing the challenge contents of Team Villains and Oblivion and Trickster Kismet, maybe also. I don't remember if they've shown that yet. Saturday is Spirit Island Saturdays with me and sometimes John and sometimes, well, usually Seamus. Sometimes me, sometimes John, usually Seamus, and sometimes someone else who could be you. Be sure to redeem the 20,000 point Be a Guest on Spirit Island Saturdays reward, and you too can play Spirit Island with us on Saturday. And Sunday is Tales from the Archive with another letdown for some storytelling Sentinels. Sentinels the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End are all available on Steam, iOS, Android devices. Spirit Island is available on Steam and will be released on iOS and Android devices later in a year. I say this so many times, in so many words, but you know, all of those things. Follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/LewDolphin. Follow my YouTube, youtube.com/ I don't know if you search for Lew Dolphin or what. Technically, my username is not Lew Dolphin, but that's because YouTube doesn't change URLs. My changed name is Lew Dolphin, but my URL is not, for whatever reason. And Twitter is LewDolphin21. Follow me on Twitter at LewDolphin21. But until next week, it's been fun. I'll see you around. Have a good night, everyone.